What is up, awesome people, and welcome back to my Pokemon trading card game card opening series. Alrighty, so in the last time we met up, we did the Mega Lucario Elite Trainer box. That came with a whole bunch of energy cards. It came with a whole bunch of pretty cool stuff. I think it had like the Mega Lucario sleeves for the cards. It came with lots of energy cards. I think I've already mentioned that, so I'm like half asleep at the moment. Tokens you could use, like the acrylic tokens, like the damage counter and special conditions counter, something like that. And it came with booster packs as well for Furious Fist. It came with like 8 of them, I think. And before I go any further in this video, if I sound like I'm half asleep, it's because I am. As I said, I've had a pretty rough week at work and all that. I am pretty sleep deprived as well, as you probably could tell. So when you guys actually see this video come up, I hope they'll be pretty over that actually. So yeah, 3 rough days of work, so I need something that isn't so stressful on the brain. So yeah, in this episode we're going to be looking at the awesome Mega Lucario collection. So this is very similar to the Mega Charizard collections that came out, also the Sylveon collection as well. Comes with a figurine as well. You actually can't buy these in certain places outside of America due to the figurine, which is pretty stupid in my honest opinion. I've actually got the Charizard ones coming in. They should arrive probably a couple of weeks from now, I reckon, along with a few other stuff I've bought as well that I've missed. So I'm going to cover them as well in future, well, hopefully in the near future, while I'm waiting for the rest of my pre-orders to come in, which probably won't come in until November because that's how my pre-orders seem to work. So we'll have a bit of a gap after that. I'll probably just do the digital openings for then until Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire comes out. Once I've done that, I'll probably go back to doing card openings and we'll go from there. Alright, so that's the collection. It's pretty cool. The figurine's always pretty cool to collect. So obviously this comes with booster packs. It comes with a Black Star promo card. Also comes with the figurine, and I think that's it. There is actually no trading card code that you can actually use to be able to get the Lucario onto the online client, which is pretty sad. Though it really depends if it's strong or not. But if it's a pretty not so good card that I can't find a reason, then maybe it's not so much of a loss. Oh, that smell of plastic. Let's see if I can get the card out. Nah, that didn't work. Usually smacking it works. So as I said the last time I did this, they do a good job of getting these cards in there and making it so you can't get them out. There we go. The struggle was real. Okay, so there's the Lucario card. I'm not too sure what I think of this card. I've seen better Lucario artworks, honestly, in the past. So yeah, it's a little bit simplistic, but what can you do? So it's got reflective retaliation. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, is damaged by an opponent's attack. If this Pokemon is knocked out, put 2 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So it's very similar to Spiky Shield on Chestnut. And its other move is Aura Sphere, so that does 50 damage, requires 2 fighting energy card, does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon as well, I think, from what I can read. So yeah, that, it really honestly isn't a bad of a Pokemon, honestly. Aura Sphere doing that 20 damage to the bench Pokemon, that does rack up, especially on bench Pokemon. And plus that passive ability there, if it takes damage, you put 2 damage counters onto the opposing defending Pokemon as well, so that's pretty cool. As I said, works very similar to Spiky Shield on Chestnut. Works in very well with Rock Guard or Rocky Helmet that can rack up a lot of damage. So you can be doing like 50 or 40 damage depending on what your item is. And of course, there's our figurine. That looks really cool actually, Mega Lucario. I'm not a big fan of Mega Lucario, but I did like its design, but the whole idea of using it I'm not a big fan of. But it is a pretty cool poke. Lucario has always been a pretty cool, decent looking Pokemon. And just the figurine there looks absolutely badass. I actually like it. It's really cool. So eventually I've got to set up a little display of all my little figurines I've gotten through card openings and all that. They all look pretty cool. I don't think there's ever been a bad one. Alright, so we've got 4 booster packs, and we have 1 X and Y, 1 X and Y booster pack, 1 Flashfire booster pack, and of course those 2 Furious Fist booster packs. So we'll start with X and Y because that is the oldest one. We'll go to Flashfire after that, and then we'll do the Furious Fist last. Alright. Okay, so for XY we're starting with Lillipup, Doduo, Slugma, Fire Energy, Froakie, Red Card Reverse Holo, Conkeldurr as the rare, Double Colorless Energy, and Roller Skate, plus Dunsparce to finish it off. So that was a pretty decent pull. A double Colorless Energy is always a good pull regardless of what you're pulling. Helps in so many situations, works in any deck. I'm just going to put the rubbish down there. Next is Flashfire. Alright, so for Flashfire we have Flabébé, Shinx, Stunky, Litleo, Geodude, Litleo Reverse Holo, Golem as a rare, Torkoal, Startling Megaphone, and Roserade is the last card. Okay, so that leaves us now with the Furious Fist booster packs. Alright. Okay, so let's see how much further in my collection for this I can get. So we got Scrappi, Trapinch, Clefairy, Shroomish, Patrat, Plusle Reverse Holo, a Sylveon as the rare, and that's just a normal one. That's pretty cool. Maintenance, Amoris, and Focus Sash is the last card. Now, I actually pulled Focus Sash in my digital opening, and that's actually a really good card. It does prevent your code from being one-hit KO'd. Good for sending in the card just to finish off like an EX card or something. Get an energy card onto it, take a hit, put another energy card onto it and take out. That's a really strong card. That's probably one way of utilising this card, but of course once you use it, it disappears. So that can make room for putting another item card onto it. So of course the rule is you can't attach more than one Pokemon tool on a Pokemon on a card unless it's got an ability that allows that, or if there's some type of effect in play. But there are a couple of ways of using it. Focus Sash is also a good little, I suppose, fodder card for Pangoro's Shudder attack. I think it's called Shudder anyway, or something like that. I was using the Pangoro deck, but since I am so asleep, I can't think of the move at the moment. So besides from that, they're pretty decent pulls. I think I've seen most of them. Sylveon is a really good card, especially with using that Eevee from the Furious Fist deck. Moonlight on Clefairy, that's a pretty good basic fairy card. Moonlight heals 30 from it and Pound doing 20. Actually, Trapinch is pretty good. I didn't actually ever look at Trapinch before. Trapinch, its first move, its Mountain Munch, allows you to discard the top card of your opponent's deck, so that could work for a deck out strategies, which is pretty cool. I think I mentioned that already in one of the Furious Fist. Poison Sting on Scrappi, again that's a nice opening card, not so much mid-game or end-game. Then again, basic cards are mostly early game cards. You can't really utilize them. You may be able to get away with it mid-game, but end-game definitely not. Alright, so the other card was Plusle, which positive hand, discard a basic energy card from your hand if you do, draw 2 cards. Not a big fan of that unless you can bring them back. Or Electric Tail, 30 damage. Flipheads, it's now paralyzed. Sweet. Right. And I'm feeling so nostalgic listening to this music too. Right, so, and the last booster pack is Noibat, Lickitung, Electabuzz, Gothita, Pikachu, Noivern Reverse Holo. So I didn't actually pull this one again on digitally, but not real life. So Its ability is echolocation. This allows you to, I think, flip a coin if heads, prevents the damage done to this Pokemon, which is quite strong in my honest opinion. So you can actually avoid something like Yveltal EX attack just by using this, flipping a head and echolocation activating. As for Boom Burst, it allows you to deal 30 damage to any of your opponent's Pokemon, so that can be on the bench or as they're active, so that can be pretty handy. Unfortunately, it is a pretty small, decent hunk of damage. It does get past weakness and resistance, I suppose, and you can actually just attack the bench and just take out some weak Pokemon there. I suppose that's the biggest advantage of it. Other than that, I could think of probably a lot better moves than that. But that ability is so good for stalling. Anyways, we've got Tornadus. We have Klefki. Klefki's ability is Secret Key, which allows all of your fairy Pokemon's resistance to now be 40 instead of 20. I think 20 is the normal resistance. So doubling that makes it quite huge. So that's probably like a main card to be using in any fairy deck. And Fairy Lock, 30 damage, does prevent the defending Pokemon from escaping the next turn, so that's pretty cool. Excelga, and then we have Pancham again. Alright, so that was the Mega Lucario collection. So, of course, as I mentioned, that is the Black Star promo card that you get. It's Black Star. Actually, no, it's not a Black Star card, it's a normal card. Okay, that's why there's no code for it, but it's not a Black Star. That makes a lot of sense now, actually. So, it's number 80. Hold on. No wonder it's such a basic artwork. Just looking at that card again. That's an old one. I've actually forgotten what deck that's from, but it's an oldie. Stingy Bastards. That's the... Okay, as I said, I cannot remember what that's from, but it's not Furious Fist. That card. If I'm gonna focus, there's the Furious Fist. I'll get one that's not reverse hollow. Furious Fist is right there. I can't get a focus, so annoying. I can't get a focus, but anyways, the basic idea is that the Furious Fist icon is a punching, like a boxing glove, but it's a star. I could take a guess, but I'm gonna get it wrong anyways. I think it's like Next Destinies or something along those lines, but it's a very old card. No wonder that card design's so bad. Didn't actually realise that, so it makes a lot of sense why there's no promo card. But yeah, I guess the whole reason and the point of getting it was for this. Because awesome. The figurine is pretty cool, so that's probably the best snag you're going to get out of this deck, plus the booster packs. Yeah, that's pretty cheap. I thought they'd throw a Black Star promo into that. Guess not. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. So in the next episode, when we catch up, we're going to open up this little beauty, the Ancient Power Box. So it's been quite some time since they've introduced a fossil tutorial thing. They didn't really do it in 5th gen, they did do it in 4th gen though. Boom. So this comes with a special hollow foil card for Fossil Researcher, which is one of the cards from Furious Fist, and of course it comes with the 2 fossil cards and their evolution as well from Furious Fist. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be hollow cards again that you cannot get outside of this. So yeah, this will be what we're opening up next episode. So as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out this video and put up with a pretty tired me. And I will admit I'm a little bit sick as well, so you can probably hear that in my voice, but I do apologise for that. I don't particularly want to be in bed at the moment, so that's why I'm doing this. So I just want something to do. But anyways, I suppose I should say a big special thank you for taking the time to check out this video, even though I am pretty crook at the moment. So if you haven't already, make sure to check out my previous episodes, both digitally and physical openings. And if you like what you see, make sure to stick around for future episodes. And I swear to God, I sound a lot better than this. So, as always, this is Lady KrimZen saying Ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!